Motivators, it is that time of year again. Beginning of a new year. Many people are filled with fresh vision, fresh expectation, fresh desire. They're filled with a mindset that they're going to reach their dream. They're going to grind. They're going to do it. And here's a reality. There's a saying that I always heard growing up: you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? Dreams and desires and aspirations, all those things are great and it has its place. But until there are legitimate goals and effort, until there's just steps that you're actually taking, the family, there's always be wishful thinking, shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and I wonder. And the thing about unfulfilled dreams is that it's like a body of water that has no outlet, has no flow. A lake with no flow becomes a swamp. It's a murky, nasty, and dangerous animals live within it. And I believe that there's many people in their life today that they're living in a life that's so frustrated because they have forfeited their dream. They gave up. They quit too soon. They lived in excuses. They lived in blame. And the I believe the default of an unfulfilled dream is a blaming spirit. It's a pointing of a finger, and so I want to make sure to help you the best I possibly can, that this upcoming year that you are void of excuses, void of fear, void of reasonings, that we can create and build up. That we will tell ourselves that, hey, I am not qualified to do this. I'm not able to do it, and so I want to help you to do that. And so I wrote a manual, family, and I can't. It's gonna sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but if so, toot toot. Listen, I wrote a manual for this perfect time of year. And you can here's the reality. You can choose to be different any other time. You don't have to wait for 52 Mondays. You got 365 days a week, right? And so I wrote a manual that I really it's called This Is Your Chance. And right, This Is Your Chance book. And I really believe it's going to be a great aid to you. But let me tell you, here's the reality. I want you to really think this through. How many times do you actually have an excuse that masquerades as a reason? Like, well, the reason why I can't do this is because of this. The reason why I can't start is because of this. The reason why I can't overcome this because of this. Well, if I only have much money, if I was raised this way. I'm not negating from the dynamics of your life, the difficulty of your life, or the current situation. Maybe your money is acting funny. Maybe your family is tripping. Maybe you was raised in a toxic and dysfunctional environment. And so, not those things you do have to take into consideration. But family, there's many things in our life that we times are those places of pain that we anchor. We throw an anchor there and we stay there. But there's also moments in our life where we can say, you know what, I'm taking myself up in the bootstraps. I'm going to use what I have right now. I'm going to start. I'm going to do what I'm called to do, right? So whatever your goals may be, you can start right now. And so I think it's healthy at this beginning of the year, many people are looking forward to the future. They're expecting next year to be different than the previous year, or they're expecting continuing the same blessing that they walked through this previous year into this year. But let me tell you, the pain will continue if the disciplines don't start. Right, the success will end if what you've done to carry success is not continued. But one of the greatest excuses that is so subtle that is easy to swallow is the I can't or the I won't. It's the not able to differentiate between the subtle excuses, that sly dog of I can't or I won't. Because I believe you really think about in your life right now, maybe there's some things that you are saying that I can't do this, I can't make a way, I can't raise money, I can't go back to college, I can't be a good dad, I can't be a good mom. Maybe you're saying these things, but actually what you really mean is that I won't. I want to read you a little bit of a chapter 4 of my book, This Is Your Chance. It says, it's been a long day at work, and it seems as everything that could go wrong goes wrong. You have a report due, but the printer doesn't work. You're in college taking your online final exam that is worth half of your grade when your Wi-Fi simply stops working. The stress of your day seems overwhelming, and all you want to do is go home and relax, glancing at your watch or phone every few minutes, only to make time inch by even slower. Your shoulder feels like aged, weathered, beaten stones, hard and stiff from the fatigue of the last few hours. Your eyes are stinging from the hours being in front of your computer screen. Have you ever been here before, right? Finally, your time of exodus has come and you've already planned out your escape of your day. You know that the moment you get home, you're going to kick off your shoes, throw down your keys, and make the biggest bowl of cereal that you have ever had in your life and binge on your favorite streaming service. The keys are in the car and your foot is on the accelerator, zipping past the grandma sitting upright, unhurried by your hasty pace. Finally, your comfort snack of choice is only a few miles away. You know exactly where your old, torn yet tried and true sweatpants from your high school days are, which seem to be like a cloud of coziness when you put them on, are located. At least in the distance, at last, I'm sorry, in the distance, your house, it seems as if it's been waiting for your arrival. Dress shoes are slung in the air simultaneously as your backpack creates a thud on the hardwood floors. Clanging sounds fill the air as cups and bowls bump against each other, creating a symphony from the rush of excitement. There might as well be a rainbow emerging from the pantry because there sits your favorite brand of cereal. Like any other person, you make a choice to pour out the cereal into the bowl first before pouring into the bowl. You are aware of the unspoken rule of cereal land that the only reason to pour the cereal into the bowl after the milk is for the second or third helping. Unknown to you, a tragedy has taken place, and the news is about to hit close to home. Grasping the jug, you pour it out, only to find out that you are all out of milk. Woo! The travesty of the moment is overwhelming, yet what do you do? The convenience store is only across the street, and it won't take you 3 minutes to get in and out. They are called convenience stores for that reason, being that it's convenient to get in and out of. But even though you desire the bowl of cereal, you debate internally whether it's worth the trip. All day you've been looking forward to lying down on the couch, smashing a bowl of cereal without a care in the world, yet you now stand at a crossroad. Check this out. Do you make the effort to buy more milk? Or do you give up on your plan, put the cereal back in the box, and go without the snack? While making the choice, you go back and through the hard job of your life, mentally clicking on the files to remember who was the last person to use the milk and leave it completely empty. Whose name do you shout out to call attention to blame? Which person do you now spend more time rebuking and correcting because of the obvious error? 10 minutes pass by, and as you are upset and confrontational, but which you would have had plenty of time for you to go and gone to. I'm sorry, which would have been plenty of time for you to have gone to and come back to the store at the gallon of milk. At that moment, you have just encountered the shifty troll sleeping under the bridge of many people's consciousness, named laziness. Laziness is suddenly vegging out on the slums of regret alone, as blame is standing upright with his crooked finger pointing out an accused victim. From my book, This Is Your Chance, a chapter called I Won't or I Can't. Listen, family, what I'm talking about in that chapter is real, because if we do not look at the man or woman in the mirror and really ask ourselves, or the reasonings or excuses that we're building up to beginning of this year, is it really reason or is it just excuse? Are we really saying I can't do this, I can't, it's possible, it's impossible, when we're really just saying I won't make the effort, I won't figure it out, I won't try to be a problem solver, I won't take the extra effort, I won't try to put more intensity into this? Or am I saying, well, this is the hands that I was dealt and it is what it is? Listen, your year of pain will continue into this year. Your year of excuses will continue to this year. Your year of addictions will continue into this year if you do not give adequate attention to say, you know what, I'm breaking this cycle of behavior. I wrote this book as a manual for you, and it's a perfect time for you to pick it up at thisisyourchancebook.com. Order it, read it. Listen, I want you to pick it up from thisisyourchancebook.com. It goes directly to me. I fill out the order, and I sign the book. Why? Because I want to pray with you. When every single order that comes in, and you allow me to personalize it, there's a message opportunity for you to do, though. Let me know who I write it for. I want to pray with you, and I do believe in the power of prayer. I really do. I do believe the Bible says any two or three come together, name they're in the midst of us. The Bible doesn't say you have to be around each other, have to be vicinity. I believe as I pray for you and as you pray for each other, we touch and agree, we can see things happen. And so order it from that website, thisisyourchancebook.com. It's on Amazon, it's on all this other stuff, but I want to personalize it. I want to sound it for you. I want to agree with you, and I want to celebrate you when you have your breakthrough. Let this year be different. Let this year be different for you. And so, man, whether you're watching from podcast or you're watching from the YouTube channel, or whether you're seeing this clip on Instagram, listen, I'm here for you, and I want to help you. This channel is meant to be an oasis of hope in a desert of hopelessness, and this channel is meant to help you be the best you possibly can be. Start running your race against everyone else, and run the race to the greatest hurdle you have to race and run through is even with the man or woman in the mirror. So, family, listen, I can't stress this enough. This is your chance book is for you. Is for you. Start now. Read it. Get rid of excuses, man. The testimonies and the that's coming through this book already is super humbling. Many people saying, many going back to college, many people picking up a trade, many people starting their business after reading this book. And I want you to be the next person to do it as well. So, motivators, this is your chance. Don't waste another day. Get rid of excuses. Get rid of fear. Listen, you gotta look at yourself. Take your journey. Take the journey with yourself and ask yourself, man, have I been living in captivity? Have I been a slave? Have you been a slave? Have you been have you been stuck for so long in the chains of oppression that is these chains are not built by iron, not built by steel. They're built by fear. Listen, I say this all the time. Faith and fear are the exact same thing. Exact same thing. Are you looking in your year and you're like the rest of the Israelites and saying where they're bigger than us, they're greater than us, we're just like grasshoppers in their eyes? Are you looking at 2020 or whatever time you're watching this video? Are you looking this next year and you're thinking that it's too overwhelming to try, it's too impossible to try? Are you looking this year in fear and you're like, I don't have the faith to do it? Let me tell you this. You're lying to yourself because you do. Faith and fear are the exact same thing. Fear is believing for something that hasn't happened yet. Faith is believing for something that hasn't happened yet. Well, you may say, well, I just hear so many stories of people trying before and they fail. What do you mean believing something? It has happened. It happened to other people. But what is faith? Faith is just living the same thing that's happened to other people. Same people who have started businesses and been successful. People who started dreams and are living it out. People who are finding great healthy relationships after heartbreak. People are being healed when doctors gave up complete hope. That's faith. Both is believing for something that hasn't happened yet. So when you're looking at this year, do two things. Equip yourself. This is your chance. It's a great book for you to do so. Equip yourself with the tools and the resources to be successful. And secondly, look at this year with the eyes of faith. A God before you, who or what can stand against you? So I know, family, this book is going to be a great resource for you. And I know that this upcoming year is going to be the best year of your life. So I can't or I won't. Get rid of the excuses. You're not a slave. You're the master. You're not a slave. You're the master. You're not the slave. Your fear will be a slave to you. I believe that. I pray for that over your life. Your fear, your excuses, your insecurities will be a slave to you. You're not the slave. You're the slave driver. You're the slave master. Put that whip of faith in you. And every single time it tries to rise up above you, whip it. Whip it with the word. Whip it with certainty. Whip it with positivity. Whip it with speaking things that isn't as it is. Philippians says, whatever is true, whatever is noble, what is praiseworthy, I think about such thing. Change your negative tongue to a positive tongue. Exercise your faith. Take your faith off of the four walls of the church and live it in every single day life, family. This is your chance. Right now, 2020, the best year of your life, it can be, but you have to make up in your mind to let it be just that. Man, there's so many dreams in my life for this upcoming year. I want to see this podcast take to a whole new level, invested in new equipment. A mic and an interview, all these other things, but I want this to best be there. I hope my boxing career takes off this year. And as a heavyweight boxer, I'm super excited for that. Family, there's so many things I want to see come to happen, but it's not going to happen in my couch. It's not going to happen staying at your abuela's house, eating chicharrones con Valentina, watching Telemundo. It's not going to binge watching SpongeBob SquarePants or Nickelodeon and hoping something will happen. No, this year's going to change when you change it. So change. You can lead the horse water, you can't make it drink. You can have all the information possible. As great as this book is, you can read it you can read it in a day. But if you don't apply yourself, family, you're not going to see a change. So yeah, be excited for a new change. Be excited for a new beginning. But if you don't remember the end of last year, then you will continue the same mistakes, or you won't stop the same mistakes. So this is your chance, motivators. Do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe to every platform. And I know this would be the best year of your life if you let it. And I wrote this book for you. for it to be just that, the best year of your life. God bless y'all.